Hey guys, what's up? This is Krazak here, and it's good to be back. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and you guys have probably been wondering where they've been at. So, it's here for you now. Now, first thing to know is that this was actually something I've been intending to do for a while, and I've had prepared for a while actually. It was originally planned to be a lesson that I use, but didn't end up working out to where I could teach it properly. So instead, I get to bring it here to you as, well, I guess it's premiere audience, which is exciting, isn't it now? But the topic you've probably already guessed is time. What do you do with time? How do you respond with time? And the thing that I want to really point out, and I guess the main thing to think of it as, is time kind of works like money in a way. People like money. People know how to use money, but people use money differently. Now, think of it as everyone gets 24 bucks a day, every single day. You get $24, but the conditions are you have to spend it. You can't if you waste it, then you waste it. You don't get it tomorrow, you don't get to save it, you don't get to keep it, but you do get it every single day. So yeah, just kind of to help get the point across. No putting it in the bank or anything like that. No. What we're doing is we're taking the money that we get in a single day and we are spending it as we choose. The way that I see it, time kind of functions in this way as well, in the fact that you get 24 hours in a day, and whether you use it or waste it or whatever, you still get the same 24 hours, and you're not allowed to save any for the next day. You don't get extra time if you waste time one day. No. You get the same 24 hours everyone else does. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, or 366 if it's a leap year. You all know how that goes. Pretty plain and simple to get that across. So just thinking, what do you do with that money? Now, what I'm going to say is, hey, you have to use $1 for each hour. Kind of, I guess, whether it's planning out your day or whatever. Now, one of the things is for most people, I won't say everyone, because some people deal with less or more sleep, but sleep is a huge part of our lives. We're going to be spending a significant chunk of our allowance on sleep alone. For me, I would say it's actually probably about 6 hours right now that I have for sleep, and that keeps me running on a regular basis. So let's just say that that's probably around the average for you, at least for probably a lot of people in my audience. 6 would actually probably be relatively neutral. So you're using $6 on sleep. That leaves 18 left. And for me, I have a job as well. My job usually runs like in a day, I usually get between 6 to 8 hours. So let's just average that out. Let's say another 7. So out of 18 hours, if we go 6 hours devoted to sleep, 7 hours devoted to work, then that doesn't really leave you too. That leaves you less than half of your day left. And if we consider the time that we're taking doing doing these things, like getting not even just the job itself or sleep itself, but getting ready to do these things. So let's say an hour between eating your meals and like between eating your meals, getting ready for bed, maybe a half hour for your shower, and then another half hour for dinner. So you only have a few bucks left to spend by the end of it. I mean, not just like one or two, but like, I think you guys get the picture. You don't have a lot left. So how do you choose to spend it? What are you going to do? And for me, this is one of my struggles. Like, I may not be uploading as regularly, and I think that's one of the things that I've kind of noticed because I have school. School takes a lot of time and effort, and as such, I'm putting several of my dollar bills into schoolwork. And then the time that I need to relax in a day also equates to a pretty decent amount, like probably about an hour, maybe two. I don't know, probably more around an hour. So between, let's say, what, 3 hours of schoolwork in a day with about 1 hour of relaxation, 4 hours, that leaves only about 5 hours left. And as we've already discussed, that's not a lot. You're running out of money to do stuff with. And a lot of times I honestly find myself wasting time, not really seeing productive success anywhere, not really seeing just the best of what I could do come from it. And granted, I do spend time with you guys. I spend time on the channel, I spend time on the Discord communities that I'm involved in. Whatever. It takes up time, and I don't regret these things. It's just this is how I've been choosing to spend my time. It's been how I've been budgeting my time, I guess. But before you know it, the day is done, and you've either spent your money doing the things that need to be done, or you've ended up wasting your money, wasting your time. And what do you do then? You can't really do anything with that. Hmm. But I remember saying already in this video, no, you can't invest the said money that you're given in a day. You can't do whatever. No. However, that's not 100% accurate. And I'll explain that some. But hear me out. In saying invest it, I'm not saying necessarily, oh, like by invest, I'm not meaning, oh, you're putting it into a bank. You're going to get time out of it later. You're going to get money out of it later. No, that is one type of investment, but that is not the investment that we were talking about here. And that is the same investment that I'm talking about when I say, no, you can't invest this. No. Instead, what you're investing in is the value of things, the quality of your friendships, your relationships, time with your family, time with your friends. And this is one of the things where it really started getting me thinking. For time, perhaps we do have only a set amount of money, a set amount of time in any given day, and we have to spend it somehow. But that doesn't mean we can't maximize the use of it. I'm sure you've heard of getting more bang for your buck, getting sales things like that. People look for bargains like these all the time. So what's so different about our time? We don't treat time in the same way necessarily that we treat sales or the way that we say things are cheap. Like food may be cheap. People can be described as cheap. But that's not necessarily because they're not worth money or whatever, but rather because they've pursued the quality of saving money or whatever, such to a point that really they've lost a lot of the value as far as quality goes, as far as relationship goes. In pursuit of money, they attain emptiness instead. But this isn't to say time is cheap. No, there is a way to maximize the efficiency of your money. And to be honest, one way of looking at it, if you think about it, this is one of those ways where I enjoy making video content for you. I enjoy playing games. One of the ways that I'm maximizing the profits out of that is to combine both into one, which I think you would agree with how far we've come just as a channel and the fact that we're still slowly growing, but we are growing. But the fact that we're still growing, it leaves you to think. There's something that's got to be said of that. The fact that you're choosing to take time out of your day to listen to me talk about time, it means a lot. It really does. And it is one of those things where I'm hoping it's not like, oh, he's talking about time, he's talking about not wasting time, don't listen to Krazak anymore. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm very glad, again, that you've chosen to take time out of your day to hear me out, to hear what I have to say, to hear really what I'm going through, what I'm thinking through, and what I'm hoping that I help you guys think through. I think there is value in that. And if you're still sticking with me through all of that, then chances are you find value in it too. In which case, I appreciate it. And to think, there can be value given to time for work and things like that. You can definitely see there is a monetary amount given to time. A lot of it having to do with the quality of work, with how hard you're working, with the hours you're working, whatever. But no, time really does go so much further than that. And as far as, I guess you could say, the psychological aspect of that, I think it would be fair to say there's a lot more worth in using your time in multiple ways. Not stretching yourself thin either, because that is possible, but using your time to maximize what you've been given. And I mean, I guess there would be worth in explaining the differences there. Wearing yourself too thin, you're saying yes to everything, you're spending time on everything. Sure. Are you getting enjoyment? Perhaps. If you are, great. But there's a point at which you find exhaustion. You find that you feel empty instead of satisfied. And what do you do then? How do you deal with that? Perhaps you're spending your time a little too freely. which can also be said of wasting time. But using your time for quality, for things of quality. You think about it. Family is important, friends are important. You decide in life what's important and you choose to spend your money on them. And likewise, you budget your time, you make plans around time. Your pursuit may not be money, but maybe experiences, maybe quality. The point, I guess, is you budget your time around what you find important. And then more than that, you find your ways to maximize your time. You don't just get together with your friend and sit on your phone. That doesn't that doesn't really increase the quality of the relationship. No. You talk to your friend. You have a coffee with your friend. It's something that means a lot more than just what could be said as empty. And in the same way, just I guess bringing it into my own personal life. As far as pursuing ministry, I've been looking for ways where I can use the time, or I can use the things that I'm good at to really speak into the lives of others. Overall, I hope this is what I'm doing with you guys. That by choosing to invest my time in you, that is not useless, that is not going to waste, that this does make a difference on your life. And even if I can make the difference in one person's life through what I do, then I have used my time well. And see, this is what it's about. Just the fact that you think in new ways, you dream in new ways, you, you figure out this is what I'm going to do with the resources I've been given, and then you do it. It's not something that's easy. As I admit openly, I still struggle with this. It's been a journey very much where I've found myself wasting time that I easily could have been doing other things. Indeed, in recording this video even, found so many other cheap excuses as to why, oh, I can't record because of this, I can't record because of this. But no, it needs to happen. Things need to be done. You can't just live your life sitting in one spot. And if you do, then what becomes of you? At the same time, though, it's figuring out what I'm going to do, how to deal with the time that I have, and how to best utilize it. And I hope I have been doing that. I hope I have been learning it. And maybe no, some of you may not agree with me. Some of you may not like necessarily what I'm doing. Sure, that's fine. I'm not doing this to please you. Just, it's not about pleasing you. If it were about pleasing you, then I'd be taking an entirely different approach to this whole entire thing. No, it's about doing what I feel I need to do. I mean, yes, I enjoy making this journey with you. Don't get me wrong. But I don't do this to please you. I don't do this for the attention. I don't do this for the subs, the likes, the numbers. I don't do this because it's like I'd say I don't even do this because it's like, hey, I need an excuse to be able to do something with games. No. I do this because I feel it is what I need to do. What I need to do to best optimize my time. In being able to teach and being able to prepare lessons for you. I'm doing the best of both worlds. And it has ironically ended up taking off in places that I never would have expected. But that doesn't change the fact that these truths still exist, and that we are on this journey together. If I may, I would like to ask you to continue making this journey with me, as it's something that I have thoroughly enjoyed, and I hope that you have too. But still, oh, I guess this still brings up an analogy though. Our time draws to a close. We don't have unlimited time. As much as we'd like to think that, we're going to run out of time. There is going to come a day when, yeah, we're going to pass away in this life. Which is all the more reason to use the resources that we're given to the best of our ability. It does speak to invest your time. Use it wisely. I hope that I'm not going to tell you how to do that. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you should do it this way, you should do it this way. But I hope it's a wake up call to you to realize, hey, time is important. It's something that needs attention. It's something we need to watch, something we need to use. And more than that, something we can use. And it's not just, oh, we're going to spend this much time sleeping, this much time at work, whatever. No, it is more than that. It's about figuring out, okay, we have to do these things. These are the required things in life. We use our time whether we like it or not. So what do we do with it? Because there is a lot more. Because there is so much more. And as we make our journey to the top, let's make it together. Just reflecting. This really does. Or it was the end of a journey, the start of another. I bring that up, I guess, fairly often on my channel. And I'm sorry if I am quiet here. This is a bit of a point of focus, and I am hoping to finish another run with you guys while it's still on camera, while it's still being recorded. But if I can't, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to keep making these runs. I am going to keep doing this, slowly getting better. But for the purpose of, I mean, as much as I say it's like, no, I'm not doing it for you guys. I still want to use my time to prepare quality content for you. Even though it's quote unquote not about you. No, it is something where I still want to keep you guys in mind, or I do want to keep you in the loop, or I do want to give you the best that I can give you, which in this case does mean improvement. Does mean I do seek to better myself,
Oh, no.
and as such, we make we make the journey. I may or may not keep recording this. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to. If anything, I'll speed it up.
Oh,
But I guess in the end, I will say this has been Krazak. Hope you guys find something meaningful in this. And I am signing out. Guess I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of the climb.
mm. Mm. Oh, oh no.